Scott, why don't you tell us about your test-taking strategies?
Well, and it's kind of a funny story, actually. When I was in the service about 25 years ago, my senior chief on my submarine had been taught by his senior chief. So now we're going back probably 30 plus years or 40 years. He taught him a system because in the military, the questions were set up in such a manner that you could actually get to the right answer by understanding the question itself. So what I've done is I've taken that strategy and I've made a couple small changes to it to facilitate not only one, learning it and becoming proficient at it, but even more importantly, being able to apply it when you're in the board itself. Because as you know, you're a PTA, I'm a PTA, that when you get into that board exam room, that all bets are off, anxiety's up. So part of what the test-taking strategy does is not only teach you how to manage this monster of a test, 4 hours, 200 questions, but it also will give you confidence, knowing that you're going in there with a plan. It removes some of the anxiety, not only in am I going to be able to get to the right answer, am I going to pass this thing, but it also helps you to relax, know that your time is going to be good, that you have plenty of time to take the exam. The system is very simple, and during my classes, I take time through the first few weeks of my course, then the last 3-day exam, the last 3-day workshop, right before the board, we again hone in on it. I have 450 questions that the students take and dissect both questions and answers with several of my own proprietary, if you will, test-taking strategies that we'll teach in the actual class itself. But for the most part, if you practice it, and within 5 to 8 weeks, and depending which class you're taking, you're going to become proficient at it. And then when you go into the board exam, you feel like you have a plan. You have confidence. You don't have all the anxiety that I had when I went in there, because I didn't have anybody to tell me where to go, how much to study on this material, how much to study on that material. I mean, ultimately, it was, all right, just figure it out. Now, it was fortunate for me that I had study groups, 3 of them, when I was taking the board or getting ready myself. I was helping 3 other study groups. So I went through the study guide several times before I actually took the board, which is why I scored so well. But at the end of the day, what I did then, I have now simplified it. I've organized it. And I've put it into a format now. We're 12 board cycles in, and we're just about 94% pass rate, just under it. I had a 5-time failure that came to my class and then passed on her last attempt at the board with a 665 score, which was almost 100 points higher than any of her last 5 attempts. So there's a lot of exciting things happening, and a big part of that is the strategy that, like I said, it's kind of a funny story I got from the service 25 years ago. I just have always used it. I mean, secrets be told, my daughter, I taught her it when she was in 6th grade, and she has been a straight A student. She's pre-med at University of Florida, and part of that is her ability to go into a test with a confidence and not be freaked out about it. So, you know, it sounds kind of homegrown, and it is, but what I've done is put it into a format that people understand, and I practice, and we're getting good results. That's a great question. I appreciate it.